everyone, it's Dr. Hodges. Margie and I are going out for our night walk. What do you think about that, Margie? Yay! All right, sugar, let's get going. All right, you guys, we are fresh from our vacation, and what I wanted to talk a little bit about today was how do we increase our NEAT? I think I touched on this a little bit in a previous podcast, but I'd had several patients ask me, what do we do during this whole COVID thing? Because I don't feel like I'm eating more, but I just can't keep on gaining weight and I don't know what's going on. And I want you to know that you are not alone. I've had so many patients come in, both surgical patients and medical patients, medical management patients, and everybody seems to have the same issue. They're burning less calories and they seem to be grazing a little bit more. And so if your non-exercise activity or your NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, if that's going down and your caloric intake is going up, because let's face it, we're all stressed, cortisol levels are up, and so that means that we are munching more. If that's going up, that equals more pounds. So let's just try to tackle one of these items, because I think if we can get a handle, ideally on both, but if we can just focus on one item, that is going to help stop the bleeding, so to speak. So what are some things that we can do to increase our NEAT, and what exactly is NEAT? So NEAT is any of the activity that you would do on a regular basis that is not exercise. So that's you getting up, going to the grocery store, going to work, parking in a parking lot, doing cooking, cleaning, all those types of things. Now, pre-COVID, you were able to do those things. Even if you didn't feel that you're a very active person, you're still doing those things. Now, post-COVID world, we're getting our groceries delivered. We're working from home. And so if you were to wear a pedometer, your daily steps may have gone down from 4,000 to 6,000 to maybe down to 2,000. I know for myself, I counted my steps one day whenever I was working from home, and I barely made it to 2,000. So we're all affected by this. Ooh, Margie, Ruth, we're gonna cross the road. Okay, look both ways. And so I think that there are a number of different things that you can do, and I was scouring the internet for some inventive ways that we could work on increasing our NEAT. And I think one of the very first things that I really liked was the idea of, is putting reminders on your phone. I know that there are a lot of really good apps that are out there that help you to remember to take your vitamins, to drink your water. I encourage you, why don't you just start making reminders for you to get up and move? So maybe every 55 minutes, that means that you need to make a block, or maybe take a couple of laps around in your backyard. What you may want to do is start off each week with a goal of increasing your steps by 500 every day. If that means if you have steps in your house, go up and down your steps. Do you live in an apartment and you're on the second floor? Well, maybe every 55 minutes you need to go up and down the steps once or twice. Of course, just whatever your body can normally take, but I mean, every little bit helps. The other thing that you could do is, instead of just having your groceries delivered, you could certainly get in the car and drive to the grocery store, drive to Sam's, drive to Costco. You could still have, if you feel most comfortable having those groceries delivered to your car, you could do that. But just the fact of you getting in your car and driving, that is going to burn some calories. The other thing that you can do is, whenever you're working from home, is instead of always sitting, maybe go to your counter and start to stand. I know for a while I had started to sit so I could type out all my notes in clinic, but and I had kind of gotten away from standing. But if you're one of my patients, you know that typically I like to finish up my notes right while you guys are checking out, and so I'm usually standing right at the checkout counter. So I'm now going to start trying to do that instead of just sitting, because just the act of standing versus sitting, you're going to be burning extra calories. One other thing that you could do is turn on the radio, and while you're cooking, do a little dance. Make sure you sweep, make sure you mop. These are things that probably need to get done in the house anyway, But again, these are other little things that you can do on a daily basis. Take the trash out. Don't just relegate it to your kids or to that sweet husband of yours. Go ahead and do it yourself, because those are going to be little extra calories burned on a daily basis. And you know, and what I want you guys to know is that typically whenever you're gaining weight or whenever you're losing weight, it's not necessarily the very big things that you're doing. It's an accumulation of all the little things every day on a daily basis that seem to make the most impact. I mean, for instance, if you're someone that's gained maybe about 10 pounds in a year, 10 to 12 pounds in a year, that means on average you've gained about 1 pound a month. And if you get that down to the day, you've maybe only gone 200 to 300 calories over your maintenance calories for the day. That's like a muffin. Or that's the difference between you maybe getting in 4,000 steps as opposed to 2,000 steps. So it's going to be an accumulation of everything that you do on a daily basis. Every little bit helps. So even if it's something, like I said, as benign as you going from sitting all day to now you're actually standing and doing your work from that from your kitchen counter, do it, because in the end it's those little things that will help to increase your NEAT and in the end help you with your weight loss. So you guys, get inventive out there. Leave me some comments on the inventive ways that you've found to increase your NEAT to try to get back to this new normal in this time of COVID. Feel free to share this with your friends. Give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Y'all have a good night.